He is celebrating his 6th anniversary on Sunday of his cancer diagnosis, and he's here to share his journey with us today.
How's everyone doing? I'm Eric McLean. I graduated from Washington High School in 2002 in Two Rivers, Wisconsin. I began my freshman year at UW-Whitewater in the Management Computer Systems program. I loved it, knew exactly what I was going to do, and that's, computers have been my thing ever since then. After a year of going to class, studying hard, and playing on the UW rugby team, I was done with my first year. I would go home to Two Rivers and work in a factory, saving up money for, college, like some of you graduating seniors are probably doing, and just having a blast with that. And as I was working, I was working up money to save and anticipating to go back to school with all my friends and everything, and that's not at all what happened. I went to the dentist, complained that my wisdom teeth were hurting quite profusely. Went to the dentist and they said, okay, your wisdom teeth got to come out. So they cut them out and had them all four removed, and it was probably another, 2 weeks of just insane pain and agony and not sleeping. I probably slept an hour in 4 days and stuff. And I was going back and forth to the oral surgeon's office trying to figure out what was going on, and they were all like, your wisdom teeth are impacted. It's pretty normal. Just, you'll get over it. So I was still working like 60, 70-hour weeks, and that's when my mom took me to the emergency room, and they dropped the bomb, and they told me I had leukemia and that I was 18 years old. I mean, that's not cool. So I went down to Milwaukee, to St. Luke's Hospital, and I spent 2 or 3 months there. Went through two rounds of induction chemotherapy, which I, thank God, achieved remission. After that, I was transferred to Freighter Lutheran Memorial Hospital for my stem cell transplant. I don't know how many are familiar with that, but I'm sure you kind of know what that is. It was about that time I turned 19 years old. My older brother Mike, who's with us here today, he's in the stands behind you videotaping me. Hi, Mike. He's the Iron Man of all this. He does triathlons and raises tons of awareness, and between him and I and the website we set up at that time, we've since raised over $25,000 for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, so that's been really cool. And Mike doing, So I'd like to extend a thanks for Mike, and he actually does the Ironman. We're talking like, 3-mile swim, 110-mile bike, and then like a 26-mile run. It's So we set up the Leukemia Ironman fundraiser for Eric, and that's just called Life, and we just use that as our way to raise awareness and money for research and such. So obviously I was going through a stem cell transplant. I wasn't going back to college. That was the only thing on my mind. I had so many friends, and you're 19 and you're doing the whole college thing, and I was really looking forward to it, and they're like, you're not going back to school. So I spent about 6 months in and out, pretty much in hospitals, and I really didn't get back on my feet for a full year. I returned to school that next fall of 2004 and went cancer-free for another 4 years, and graduated from the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, and honors and everything, and it was going great. And I'd gone through the whole interview process and applying for jobs and that whole bit. And I had actually quite a good amount of offers sitting on the table, and I ended up at Harley-Davidson as a systems analyst. That's where I'm currently working. That was a blessing. However, my start date for Harley-Davidson was on January 7th of 2008. I graduated December 16th of 2007, just to get the dates down. So I wasn't going to start working for another month or so. I went home for Christmas, hanging out with the family, having good food, opening presents, all that. And it was on Christmas Eve. I wasn't feeling good. For the last couple weeks, my gums were bleeding when I brushed my teeth. I was bruising really easily, and it was like, I don't know. I didn't want to believe it might be happening again just because I'd gone almost five years, like 4.5 years in remission. And that 5-year mark is what everyone's trying to hit. So it was like, I was in total denial. And my mom wasn't having any of that. She's like, we're taking you in and we're getting you checked out. So we went down to the hospital, local hospital, had my blood tested, and sure enough, Christmas Eve. Anyway, so we went back to Freighter and resumed chemotherapy, radiation this time, lots of it, and went ahead with another stem cell transplant this time. From my sister Lindsay. Sorry. So that kept me going for another year or so, and we started up the Life fundraiser again, and raised up another, I don't know, this time 17,000. It was in like 2 months. It was awesome. Mike did another Ironman. Like it ain't no thing. It was at that transplant that I got to meet Jason Traeger. And we became good friends. And we talked and confided within one another. And as most of you probably know, Jason passed away that summer. And he's with me every day. So I thank him and his family for everything they've done for me and my family. So after that, that was pretty rough. I'm still working and such, and I started going through what's called graft versus host disease, and this is when the stem cell transplant donor cells are kind of attacking my body. They don't recognize me as being my donor, which is okay, it's not the end of the world. And I had my gallbladder removed. That was ugly. They were doing bone marrow biopsies just to monitor everything, and this is kind of where everything takes a little twisted turn, because I had a pretty good speech written for tonight, and well, not really written. I just kind of threw this together and I was gonna wing it. But a few weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, I was in for a routine checkup, just another blood test. I feel great, I could run around this track about 10 times for you if you guys wanted me to. But went in for a blood test, saw the doc, came back the next week, and I was just, waiting to, in a bone marrow biopsy. I was waiting to hear the results from that. And this time, he told me that it was back again. And that this time there was pretty much nothing that they could do. So it's been a pretty crazy 2 weeks. I don't even know I'm standing in front of all you saying this, but they gave me a pretty grim prognosis, and they kind of gave me two options. So either I can I'm feeling pretty good, enjoy it. Or there were a couple of my doctors that said, we can give you some chemotherapy and maybe prolong that duration, and maybe buy some more time.